Cloudy and 33. I'm Bob Hamilton. News, Radio 1120, KMOX.
People are starting to talk.
You better talk.
Now is the time to talk to us.
Shall we talk now or wait?
All you need to do is talk.
All right, come on, let's talk.
It's the Paul Cook Show on KMOX.
Hello, Zippy. It is cold out there. What happened? We're not doing a show on climate change tonight or the denying of climate change, but we will. Oh, we will. It's Paul Cook. Thank you for hanging out a little bit tonight. When there's not a game, there's Paul. And I usually like to talk about the games. So back in the way of games and sports, we're going to take a little bit of a detour from those types of things and the other thought-provoking subjects I bring up, like YOLO. And now we're talking apps. We're going to talk about your smartphone and what you're dealing with. I mean, the odds are you've spent some time on your smartphone today, and most people are. So I went to my number one guy on technology, apps, and he's seen online, and it is Carter Rethwish. How are you?
Giddy up, Paul. How are you doing?
Giddy up. He says giddy up because I said his name is Carter Rethwish. Well, Carter Rethwish is the Cardinal Cowboy.
That's right.
That you see out at the games, and you got the full outfit and the wonderful cowboy hat on. And your red boots here tonight at KMOX.
Absolutely. It's part of my mantra and ties into the marketing stuff that I've done over the years. It ultimately all comes down to marketing, right?
I don't think I've ever seen you. I've seen you one other time. You were at Uncorked with the CBS radio family without your superhero outfit on.
That's true. One time I might have had the hat. Sometimes
you might have had the hat. You're possessing the hat. Yes. You got two hats.
Yeah, I had this in the car. I thought maybe just for fun, but this is the girl's hat.
Oh.
And so there, you see now on the World, as of the World Series, we a lot of times have another Cardinal Cowboy girl to help promote. She dresses identically to me. She may look as good as me. Some people may say not.
I'm going to go the other way on that.
But it adds a lot of fun to what we're doing.
Oh, man, you definitely are. And I've always just been a real fan of your courage. Getting out there. And, you know, it's not easy. You're wearing red boots a lot and the baseball pants, and it's all for a big, good cause. And you like me, I think, have sworn an oath to try to make people feel good about themselves.
Well, yeah, after all of what I've been through in life, I felt, you can either make things better or you can complain about it, but you can't do both, right?
Oh, man. That's exactly right. Well, tonight you're going to divulge some of your secrets that you've learned about the online world and mostly this whole app world. I said, we got to talk about apps. I'm going way back here, but can you tell me what an app is? Any listener that might not know.
Yeah, an app is essentially a very small program that runs on your cell phone or smartphone these days. Apps have actually been around for a long time. So any little app that runs on your phone, and a lot of times these days it just ties directly into an application on the back end that goes from a website.
A website, okay.
And it's a portal and what they're trying to collect on a website. But, apps go way back to the Trio days. I brought a couple of my old smartphones here into the studio.
Yes, you did bring some very good kind of aids here. Now, we're on the radio.
That's right. People can't see these, but
no, that's good. We do have a studio camera, but you're looking at these phones you brought in. Carter, did some of these have apps on them?
Absolutely. Every little, even the calculator is technically an app.
An app.
It's technically an app. But now these apps are just designed to essentially, the way I best describe apps is they're a very compact, easy way to display exactly what the company that is making that app wants to make viewable on a small phone, a small area.
So, yeah, like if you put paulcook.com, it'd be spread out and maybe some stuff wouldn't show up. But if it's the mobile presence of that, is that what you're saying?
Right, yeah. And essentially, like I was doing a little testing today to kind of prepare what I was going to talk a little bit about. Best Buy has an app, right?
Wow.
Why does Best Buy have an app? Well, Best Buy has an app essentially to streamline the way that all of their content on their site is displayed specifically on a mobile device.
Oh.
And it allows all kinds of different ways to sort the views.
Search out stuff.
Right. I was looking for a dryer. Apparently my dryer is getting old. And so you sort, and they allow you to click a button that says, do you want electric or gas? And then do you want certain brand names? And all those little options are made available through the app to make it easy. And that's what it really boils down to.
Because we're all running now. I mean, the laptop computer's still probably in use, but a lot of people on the tablets where you also use apps, not so much at the desktop anymore.
Yeah, and it's just another means to get through people. The mobile market has moved up to where, in many cases, it's 40 to 50, even 60% of the traffic that comes to a particular entity's website.
Wow. Well, I mean, even in radio, they talk just a few years ago that, your big competition isn't the station next door that does something similar to you. It's the darn smartphone. People doing different things while they're driving and distracting them from your radio frequency. I mean, that's how quick smartphones have come on. Apps change your life. They improve your life. There's many things that are enjoyable to, take a look at with the kids or, get your schedule straight with apps.
Absolutely. And I've got, essentially, I worked at Anheuser-Busch for years, and so I was very familiar with the corporate entity of, in terms of Microsoft Mail. Mm-hmm. And now there's an app where it used to be a big thing. And if you got a BlackBerry, you were really high level and you could get that tied and get your email onto
your email quick like that on your hip.
Right onto a separate device. Now all those same programs are available and you just use your existing smartphone. And you don't have to now have all that. And so as the technology develops, more and more people have access to it.
I was editing video on my phone. It was a sophisticated editing software. It was $5.99.
Yeah.
Just crazy. Of course, it was on my phone, so you couldn't see it as well. But it is incredible how what it opens the world up to. And you've got your top 5 apps. I want to go over it when we come back.
Absolutely.
Can you do that? We're going to go over those, and we want to hear what your app is. What are you using? 314-436-7900. There's even apps out there that help you choose apps. That's pretty cool. 800-925-1120. I called Carter because of Flappy Bird. I said, if we're in a Flappy Bird world, there's something wrong. This app that does nothing and made this guy millions. So we're going to try to top Flappy Bird, and we'll be right back. It's the Paul Cook Show on KMOX.
Your news, your information from the Classic Air Care Studios. Classic Air Care for all your heating, cooling, and plumbing.
It's the Paul Cook Show on World of Apps. Yes, apps. I'm talking about potato skins. I love pot stickers. Those are good apps. All kinds of. Okay, no, we're going to talk about another type of apps. The Cardinal Cowboy, when he's not fighting crime, Carter's day job is with online business, Google things. He lives in somewhat of a Flappy Bird world, like I keep talking about, and he's telling us about app ideas, what they do, and hopefully if you're hanging, listening, cruising on through, listening to KMOX, wherever, maybe you'll hear a few of these app ideas, and it'll help improve your world. Thanks again for joining us, buddy. There you go. We'll get that microphone back on for you. All right. So you gave me a few of the app ideas that are really cool, and you call them productivity apps.
Yeah, I'm one that likes to be productive every spare minute, so I'm always looking for something to be more efficient with what I'm trying to accomplish. And whether that's out acting as the Cardinal Cowboy, fighting crime, if you will, or if that's to help my clients with what I do with my business. There's always a way to get things done as effectively as possible, and apps are the way you do that a lot of times because you're out and about, and it's easy to access these on your smartphone. You
said that apps were invented a long time ago, created a long time ago, and I was giving Steve Jobs all the credit, I guess because of the App Store, the iTunes Store, but apps existed before that. We don't just give him all the thanks?
Yeah, well, he's one that kind of took what was he could see was growing and blew it up to where it was, where
kind of like Apple. What he did on computers, too. Yeah. Someone else did all the great technical stuff, but he brought it to us. Maybe that's what made him so great.
Yeah, the iPhone, and it's where their market share has grown tremendously. But now Android is coming in, and some people argue they have a larger market share. But there's so much out there to be had. So.
You are the most connected man in St. Louis, though. Your watch is connected to your tablet. Your tablet has a keyboard all of a sudden and is attached to a Bluetooth and a phone. It's amazing.
And my Bluetooth headphones, which I don't have with me today, but at the gym, people think I just have some, but I'm connecting it and controlling it with my watch.
RoboCop.
Right.
That watch is cool. What's that watch called?
This is the Galaxy Gear.
Man, it's got a video on it and all that.
All kinds of fun stuff.
Mine's a calculator. I got a calculator watch.
I had one of those back in the day.
I bet you did.
I did, yeah.
Okay, so talk to me. Go with that first productivity app for the KMOX listeners.
Number 5 on the Cardinal Cowboy power apps that you should have. And this one is something that helps with a lot of productivity. Like I say, when you're out in the field and you've got, you have people that you run into, you need to keep in contact and make sure you've got everybody's information in front of you. Get that what I call the CAM scan. And CAM scan allows you to take a picture of whatever you've got. And a lot of times for me, and historically, it depends. Some people still want to sign a paper contract.
Yes.
And so that contract I'll have for them in paper. and they can sign it right there. But before we're even done with the meeting, as soon as they've signed it, I will have snapped as many pictures as there are pages to that contract, and then converted it into a PDF and sent them the copy of their contract in a PDF format.
Wow. That's service, man. It helps you be more of service. So many times they're like, scan that and send it to me. I'm like, what? My printer doesn't do that.
Right, and it just makes it so easy to do so with just about any type of file. You can make an image and embed it into a PDF and keep that image securely, stored on whatever kind of a format or easily distributed. So
you can make it a JPEG or a PDF, huh?
It's just a dynamite little app to help you get.
Is it called Cam Scan?
That is called Cam Scan.
Cam Scan. All right. Well, I'll give you a list here on Twitter and my Facebook at Paulie Cook of all of these apps. So, Carter, roll with number 4 on your list.
Number 4 then would be Card Scan, and Card Scan is a very similar app, but this one's a little more dynamic. Excuse me. Long day in St. Patty's Day Parade.
Gravel in the
St. Patty's Day Parade. I was the MC for our float, and
you were
promoting a lot of stuff here. Scott Lewis for sheriff. We're promoting in St. Charles County.
Let's go, Scott.
That's right. But Card Scan will allow you to take any kind of business card somebody gives you, and given that it's not too creative of a card, it'll pull the data right out of there and say, here's their name. It goes in the name field. Here's their phone number. It goes in the number field, their email address, and then it can be immediately imported into your existing contacts list on your phone or in your email. And then you never lose a contact. And so how many times and when I get an important business card from somebody I want to make sure I don't lose, I snap a picture of it right away. And if I have a couple extra minutes, then I've got it at least saved on my phone as an image, right? And if I got a couple more minutes, I'll import that into the Card Scan, and it will allow me to then put them into my contacts. And then I could send them an email minutes later from my phone, which pull that contact information in.
How many times do you, meet someone and you're like, oh, I got to put this in later. You put it in your pocket, you lose it.
Exactly. And
then you've made someone very mad. You told them you're going to contact them and you dropped the ball when it was available to you. I mean, think about this. That's an important thing. I bet there's so many things my phone does that I have not figured out. My world could be easier, Carter, if I would know these simple things you're talking about.
Well, and that's what we like. The Cardinal Cowboy wants to try to help make productivity and more prosperous everybody on the face of the planet.
Because if we're better, then you're better. I'm looking for something. I had an idea about some apps, too. I wanted to roll by you. We're talking to Carter Rethwish. He is the Carter Cowboy. He's the Cardinal Cowboy. You need to do some play on that. Cardinal Cowboy.
Carter the Cardinal Cowboy is a lot of times the introduction.
Okay, well, yes, and he's got these World Series rings. The man is in here in his Cardinal Cowboy attire, and it's cool. I might knock you over the head and throw the hat on and just take over your world.
People said, what if I were to imitate the Cardinal Cowboy? I said, good luck.
Trademark?
You'll be pretty busy.
You'll be pretty busy. That's right. Okay, so before we take another break, roll with me on the third. You go ahead and run it down like you did.
Number 3, Cardinal Cowboy Power App. This is a program called Glimpse. Now, Glimpse is interesting because it'll give your location wherever you're at to whoever you want to have that information. So it's great in coordinating events to say, hey, here's where I'm located. It tells me I'm 25 minutes away. You will know when I've arrived within a few seconds. There's a lag time of about 10 seconds, 15 seconds, so that you can then better coordinate your event. You know when somebody's going to be on time. You know if you need to move a meeting back. You know where they're located to figure out, if they're doing what they said they were going to do, and you ask them to report. The joke we make is that
you work with them or something. Yeah. They work for you.
Right. The joke is that you want to figure out where your wife was really at, put another phone in her car and turn on the Glimpse and see where she's driving to.
Oh, wait a minute. I like that. You will track her by putting your cell phone in her car.
Yeah, got to launch the application, but other than that, yeah.
Yeah, you got to launch
it. There's ways to do that. You've seen these investigators do.
Yeah, I've
similar
seen
technology.
That. It gets pretty hairy. How much do these cost?
These are all free.
They are free apps you're talking about.
Yeah, you can get the upgraded version, which many times I do, and it's $1.99, $3.99, like you're talking about. And
explain that a little bit about the ads.
Yeah, so ads are essentially it's eyeballs looking at the app, right?
Yeah.
So when you're looking at that app, the most popular way to advertise for these apps is to have at the bottom or the top of that app, usually at the bottom, a clickable link to whatever company has decided to advertise through that application. And so at the bottom it says, hey, to get the latest results from the NBA or here to see the stock market, click here, and it'll take you to their website to do that.
We are talking to the Edward Snowden of apps. Actually, in a good way. In a very good way. So I'm wondering, is that why a game like, I keep mentioning it, Flappy Bird was popular because you lost right away. So many times you would lose quickly, and then that ad would come up. And did the developer make money every time that ad would flop up because you had lost the game? He had invented something that would make the ad go up so fast. Is that maybe the money was?
Exactly. And so that app, many times, I don't do a whole lot with the game side of the house because I just don't have the time.
Right.
I've done a little research on Flappy Bird. But a very popular, the idea is how many people are watching this app, and that ad may actively be on the screen during the game.
Yes, I've seen that.
In the corner of the screen somewhere, so you can actually click on it. And definitely, then obviously they're going to take the opportunity to advertise to you in between rounds or whatever, too.
Yes, they do that. And I wonder, I thought of it because you were talking about some of them you can pay for an upgrade, and does that limit the ads, maybe?
Yeah, if you get the ad-free version. Right, definitely.
Yeah. Okay, so we've talked about three of them here: Cam Scan, Card Scan, and Glimpse. These apps from Carter Rethwich. He knows about apps, and that's why he's here. It's Paul Cook. We'll be right back with the Cardinal Cowboy. It's the Paul Cook Show on KMOX.
Are you ready?
Here we go.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Now back to Paul Cook. Are you with me on KMOX?
Welcome. Here we are, Sunday night. No sporting event. You got the Paul Cook Good Time Hour on the radio, and we're talking to Carter Rethwich about apps. I wanted to get reaction. I wanted to go to one of the pros to see what's going on in this whole world of applications on your phone. And don't jump on your iPhone right now or the Android too fast and start listening to some app audio because, they say don't text and drive. I think because texting and driving impairs you worse than drunk driving. Same goes for app searching and playing. Don't do that. We're getting the top apps that he thinks are useful to you. I also think smartphone use is up, or just incredibly used by 18 to 54-year-old women, moms. This is my concept, Cardinal Cowboy. Mommy apps. I mean, when I come home, the offspring is very attracted to smartphones. When I come home, I feel like I've been mugged. There's a shakedown, man. Give me your phone, Dad. Let's go over it. So I think we come up with a whole crop of mommy apps.
That's a good idea. Keep those kids active. Keep them in touch.
Yes.
These days, there's kids that have their app. They have their own tablet and cell phone.
Yeah, I've seen it.
It's at an age of 4 or 5 years old. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. They'll have like the iPad Touch or those kind of things. Okay, we're going to work on that one off the air. And I just don't want to have the shakedown happen when I walk in the door anymore, Ryan and Quinn. No more. Okay, you have done 3 great app ideas for productivity, which I think I'm really happy you did that rather than games. We could just talk about app games all night and kind of whatever your fancy is on that. But you're talking about things that make your life better. Give me next one on your list.
Number 2. This one's dynamite. If you're ever in a bind, you have to be able to accept credit cards. Now, a number of credit card companies have emerged. You've seen, Quicken has their credit card app. There's all kinds
Something
of
about Square or
Square. I was going to say Square's another big one. I got the opportunity to hang out with Jack Dorsey a little bit, who helped develop that, and he's from St. Louis, and
he's the Twitter guy.
He's the founder of Twitter, and he happened to be at the Cardinal game, and they came running down. And they said, Jack Dorsey's up there, and he wants to get a video of you that we can set up to our quick video format.
Oh my God!
So, and
billionaire.
So my joke would be that Jack Dorsey got to meet the Cardinal Cowboy.
Yes. Who's that standing up there next to Jack Dorsey? Or who's that standing up next to the Cowboy? Okay, Twitter.
You got it. Yeah. But great. But these guys, Flint, do a great job because it's a little different, and those products are great. The problem with them is that you have to have the little plug-in that goes into your earphone.
Yes, exactly right.
And it sticks off the phone, and it can break. But Flint,
it does,
allows you to scan the card with a picture, and it's really interesting when you use this app. It makes your box area that it actually takes a picture of only the width and size of the cards on your actual credit card. So then it can be verified very obviously that it is definitely a credit card, because once you get it authenticated, you pay a lesser rate on your interest on your processing fees. But so it scans that card with your camera, and bam, right there you've got the card processed through this application called Flint, and you can accept credit cards. You can literally have this set up in about 5 minutes. I've done this for a couple of my clients. They were at a place that said, I need to be able to accept credit cards like right now, and made a couple calls. A buddy of mine said, hey, this is the one to use, and boom, they were accepting credit cards in minutes.
Wow, that's great. Flint, a very good one. It's Paul Cook with Carter Rethwich. What's your biggest app?
Number one app, and this one kind of does gear towards a little bit of the fun side of life, but it does help to be very productive because life is meant to be fun, and many times that includes some sources of entertainment. And like was true this weekend, ended up going from one float where I thought I was going to be on, and another group called me, and I said, "I'll bring my stuff." And I brought my stuff, and I had to play music. So I played,
you had to play music on the float.
Absolutely. So the best DJing app out there is called Edging, and it's a DJing mixer program that runs right on your phone. It's got virtual turntables, so you can play the music right there. And right with that, you can start mixing music live that you can output. NG, great.
Edging DJ. Oh, that's really cool. I love that. Well, what else you got going on, though? That's your number one. Can you tell me what else the Cardinal Cowboy has up?
Absolutely. So that ties into the fun stuff we do with our different charities we've got going on. Number one charity, big thing we got going on. Come on down and hit on the field April 18th. Hitting for Heroes. That's for Little Patriots Embraced. And you can bat on the field, home run derby contest, and take some batting practice on the field. Oh, my
gosh.
It's an incredible opportunity.
How do we get a hold of you on that one?
CardinalCowboy.com. All that information will be available to you.
Oh, very good. Very good. I know we wanted to talk about some things you've got rolling. Yeah. That's cool.
And one other one is it's the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, May 2nd. May 2nd, you're going to actually play in a real live game, fantasy day on the field at Busch Stadium. A bunch of former Cardinals will be there to help you. You're going to play in a game, and Ozzie Smith will be there to sign autographs and give some instruction. That's May 2nd on the field at Busch Stadium. I'll be there for both of them. I might be the bat boy, but it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, man, you could be. You're going to be a great baseball player. I mean, I know you're a huge, huge fan, but briefly, you had that accident. When was that?
I was 19 years old, so this is 4 or 5 years ago.
And you weren't supposed to walk, or
it was more than 4 or 5 years ago. But I was.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I'm rushing you.
Yeah, I was in a coma. They gave me less than 50-50 odds to survive. So that's where I just said, life can be miserable and you can be disappointed and upset because I wasn't supposed to survive the coma. But man, was I upset after I came out of that.
Yeah,
I said, you know what? I'm going to go off just like I was anyway. Prove the doctor's wrong. And I like to share that message with everybody out there.
Awesome. I wanted to make sure we got that in there too. You got courage, buddy, and I'm glad to call you a friend.
Giddy up. I'm proud to be here, Paul. You're one of my good buddies, too.
Giddy up. All right. That's Carter Rethwich, thecardinalcowboy.com.
CardinalCowboy.com.
All right. Cool. We're going to be back. We've got Bert Vescalani, the second half of our interview with the CEO of the Science Center. And I am telling you what, he is a very dynamic guy. I want you to hear what he says about St. Louis. That is coming up next on the Paul Cook Show. We've got Twitter active right now as well, at Paul Cooked. Don't forget about CardinalCowboy.com. So many more things. Wow. We'd love to talk to you about your apps, too. And remember, John Skura coming up, 10 o'clock hour. Battle him. We'll be back.